does this compare to the Warped Tour?
I think this is like a more specialized event because it's really all about the music and not like about, you know, all the 10,000 other things that usually happen at a Warped Tour. Not to say that one's better than the other, but for an artist, I think this is definitely a more unique opportunity for people to come and really hear your band and really focus on what you're all about. So that's the pleasure of being on this tour compared to a Warped Tour or something like that.
Alexi just told me what he sees on that tour too, that the press and the signing a little bit takes overhand over the playing time. Would that be a fair statement?
On Warped Tour you're saying?
Oh, here.
Oh, here? No, I don't think so. I mean, because honestly, like I wake up around 12 or 1 and then I'm doing wonderful things like this to you guys, doing interviews or whatever, and then I'm on stage at 4:40, and then by 5 o'clock till the show's over, we're meeting fans all night. So it's a really awesome schedule we're on. You know, I wouldn't say that that's essentially true, whatever you heard, yeah.
Who are you personally most excited to see on this tour?
Rob Zombie is my #1 band to catch on this tour, followed by Amon Amarth, and then all the second stage bands are great. You know, we have a lot of friends in this tour, so then Five Finger Death Punch is great too.
You guys get referred to a lot to death metal or metalcore. What would you personally describe your genre?
I don't describe it at all. I don't really care what people think we are. That's really the best way I can say it. I don't have time to nitpick our sound or put us in a certain genre. I think that actually would ruin the chance for other people to maybe hear our music, so I leave myself out of it.
True. Okay, if you would call your genre extreme metal, how do you see the health of this genre with so many new bands popping up left and right?
How do I see the what of this genre? Sorry.
The health, the overall health.
Oh, the health of it. I don't know. I think that with the internet age and the fact that there's so many bands that are able to do what they want creatively and be exposed to the world, I think it's a beautiful thing. I think that also revs up the competition for bands who actually want to get noticed and do want to be leagues ahead or a nick ahead of the next. So it's changed things drastically for us and many other bands. But I think that's a great thing. I think that it'll all naturally fall into place, and the bands that are long lasting will be here, and the bands that did it for a splash of the moment, that's it. That's kind of how music goes.
Where would you say you will have the greatest following, stateside or overseas?
I mean, it's hard to say because we've been touring the States for, I don't know, the past like 10 years, kind of, you know, and we've done Europe a little bit less time, but I think the fact that we don't go to Europe as often makes the moments we're there a little more special. So it's hard to really kind of tell like what's bigger, what's better. I mean, we have fans all over the world, and I say that without ego. It's just, you know, we show up somewhere, there's people that are freak out and have a good time. So we're really lucky in that sense. But I mean, you know, going to Europe is definitely a unique thing for us, and I'm really happy we have a great fan base there.
And speaking of Europe, and not that I want to bring that up, it has been talked about a few times with Moscow.
Yeah.
But has that ever happened before?
Yeah, it has, but not like that. Like, I've been shot by the microphone before. Like, it's just kind of thing that happens, and lots of singers have had happen to them. But that specific night, it was like a really, just, I don't know, what can I say, really terrible grounding or whatever, I don't know.
But you're okay, and it didn't have any lasting complications?
Not that I know of yet. So.
You guys been around since 2003, but Goodbye to the Gallows wasn't released until 2007.
Yeah.
Why that long, other than the EP?
Well, because we did DIY touring and releasing albums for a few years, because that's just what you do. I don't know how it is now for bands. I don't know if bands come together and a month later they get a record deal or something like that, but for us it was like we demoed, we played shows, tried to get signed, labels were like, no, we're not interested, and then eventually Victory Records caught wind that we were doing our thing, and we were having a little you know, grassroots fan base growing, so they were like, yo, let's do an in-house audition. So kind of the rest is history, you know. And then 2006, 2007, Goodbye to Gallows came out, and we've been making albums ever since.
Well, and this is what I was just going to ask you. In today's music business, staying that long with one label is quite unusual. What does Victory bring to the table that you guys re-signed with them?
Well, they really were just the best house for our music. It was like a it was like the continuity of staying under the label was so smart for us because our fans could go there, buy our album, no bullshit, know exactly where to get it from. And Victory is a kind of label that honestly, I don't know how it is for other labels, so we haven't had that kind of sincere relationship, but they let us do whatever we want. Whatever we want to do, musically, artistically, no boundaries. So I mean, it's a good place to be for a band like us that like likes to test the waters and likes to do new things. So that and the fact that they were just, like I said, really great to us for 4 years, why not do for one more? And so we have one more signing with them, and now we're technically free agents again.
And the reason why I'm asking is because Ash and Sean produced or co-produced your last album.
Right.
And I don't know if it is because Amanda is your booking agent, or how did that come to life that Ash and Sean were involved?
Sean Keith is actually our manager, and he runs Sumerian Entertainment, and which is a different subsidiary of Sumerian Records or whatever. And he has a big hand in like, you know, what the band does creatively, and likes to make sure that, you know, we're taking the necessary steps to make albums that are lasting and stuff like that. And Ash as well. Ash is a good friend of mine, and he likes to be involved as well. So that's kind of where that whole family knit thing comes from.
You always said that Slave to the Game, that you don't like it.
Yeah.
But it's your highest grossing album to date, so why the hate?
Highest grossing? No, I think that
it's charting.
Yes, it hit the charts really high, and I think that says like really good things for us, because it means that our albums up until then were really landmark albums for us. People were really stoked. I think that Slave to the Game falls short in so many ways that it's just not what we are as a band, and that has a lot to do with the fact that internally it wasn't meshing and we weren't hearing each other, and that's kind of what happened to music.
So that's kind of what I was asking too, if the album title kind of reflects the mood or the vibe within the band.
Oh, totally, totally, yeah. It was just that we were on autopilot, and there was nothing cohesive going on at all, and egos and people's opinions were just like so at a head, and nothing really came out like it should have. And I think there are some moments in the album that are good and great, but overall I wouldn't say it's our landmark album for us.
So are you maybe playing around with the idea to re-recording it?
No, we're moving on and writing a new album right now, and I think that the new material we have is already like light years ahead of what we did on Slave to the Game, and it's going to be more emotionally charged, more personal, more what people expect from our band, and so I'm really excited about it.
I was just going to ask that you guys are already writing stuff for the new album. Any studio time already, or is there something you can talk about?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be in the studio after summertime, in the fall, in between Europe and another tour. So around October, November, or something like that, you'll get studio updates from us. Let you know we're tracking and stuff like that. But right now, just demoing, so nothing too concrete for people to hear or anything yet.
So other than studio and Rockstar Mayhem, what is next for Emmure after Rockstar Mayhem?
Jesus Christ, I don't even know yet. I have no idea. No one's told me yet. I'm sure my next year will be planned out the next couple of weeks, so yeah.
Last questions. If you could be a guest musician in any band still alive, who, why, and in what capacity?
Keyboards for Miley Cyrus. I don't know. I really don't know why, because I don't really have a better answer than that right now.
Question of the day, and since you are from Queens, Mets or Yankees?
Mets.
There it is.
There it is. Best fans in the world. Thank you guys so much for the reason we do this, and thanks for the interview. Yep.